Hey everyone, this is Jane with Barlow Herbal, and I'm trying to get my buddy here, Dr. Nielsen, in on it.
Yes,
Should be
we
up.
are here.
And today, right now, we wanted to talk about the future of medicine, which I believe it has a lot of factors to it, but one of the best things is energy medicine because we all are all energy. We did a little video a few months ago that I got a lot of great feedback on. People personally connected with me, and they're just like, "Holy cow, this is so great! We need you guys to expand on this."
Hmm.
So you gave that one example about the virus that was reconstituted in
Uh-huh.
another lab,
Yes.
in another country, simply using the internet waves. It was just
It was a
it was a
frequency,
frequency.
right? And
So
so just like and like CIS, how they're
yeah,
able to take like a hair, or they find a hair. So crime scene investigation, guys. You've watched CIS, so they find a hair, right? Or they saliva or semen or whatever it be, and then they'll reconstitute it, and as long as it's over, I believe it's around 96%, they can say yes, that person did that. Now listen to this though. This is very interesting. So this barely came out. This is exciting, you guys.
I
I
love
was
to
like,
watch you.
I
I love to
know.
watch
So
you
check
get
this out.
excited.
The thing is now, though, that we're seeing with bone marrow transplants is, did you see this article? This just barely came
No,
out. This is
no, no,
crazy.
no.
So there was a man, he was going to die of cancer. He received leukemia. He received a bone marrow transplant. And his friend, who was actually part of CIS, not like the TV show, you guys, but she started doing DNA snippets to find out what was going to happen with that man. It was a man from Germany. What happened to his DNA as it went into this man with the cancer? Guess what happened? The DNA, the healthy man from DNA, his DNA actually started taking over this man's DNA. So interesting, in his semen was actually the sample was actually all the man's from Germany over like a course of years. So with crime scene investigations, now they have to be aware about this because it's happened before where
Oh
someone
wow.
has they now have to look if they've ever
Oh,
received bone marrow because that DNA will actually incorporate into the person's. So,
that makes so sense to me though.
oh yeah, so you receive marrow from someone else and now it actually starts incorporating and now you have bone marrow that has DNA. Well, that healthy DNA, his cells started taking over this man's cell that had leukemia. Anyways, he eventually, I believe, passed on. But you guys think about this, where this is going, okay? When you get stem cells, what are stem cells? That is generally from like a bone marrow. Okay, now you can harvest your own stem cells. So where is the future of medicine going? And this is exciting. So some of the cool things that are happening right now is, and this is where medicine is actually doing some cool things. As far as, just so you know, as far as drugs, it's already happening in Europe, and you're going to see this, and then I'll come back to stem cells. But medical doctors are not going to be always the primary gatekeeper of drugs. I'm just saying. It's
So
starting to already happen in Europe where you can get a prescription once from your medical doctor and you do not have to go back to them, and the pharmacist will actually fill that prescription. You know how historically you have to go back and
of
they have to
course.
re-examine you and then you can get your birth control pills again. Or it's, you guys, the pharmacist is going to be the gatekeeper of drugs. You will continue to see that further
What do
and
you think
further.
about that? Do you think that's good?
Well, pharmacists understand drugs a lot more than a medical doctor. A medical doctor is given
I
samples, this and
agree.
that, but a
I do.
pharmacist goes to school. It's all about the drugs. Now, am I saying or touting drugs? No, I'm not. Here's my thing on drugs and surgery. Use them as little as possible and for the shortest duration. And surgery, generally most surgeries are going to fail
But
over time, but
sometimes
sometimes they're
they can.
phenomenal.
Right.
So where does surgery shine? And then we'll talk about stem cells. Surgery shine in knee replacement and hip replacement. They've got it down. Phenomenal surgeries, knee replacement, hip replacement. Most common, horrible, I'm going to say it just flat out, this ridiculous surgery is back
Yep.
surgery. Okay.
Yep.
Classic, failed, give it 5 years, it's going to fail again. Generally, people get about 3 back surgeries and then they're done. I've had enough. You guys, scar tissue, I'm not going to go into that. Most common failed surgeries are the neurological, generally the back surgeries, neck surgeries, and then carpal tunnel, another classic repeat surgery because they'll continue using it and it'll fail.
But don't
Okay,
you think a lot of that is emotion based too? The
absolutely.
backs, I mean, the
We're gonna
back
get to
and
that. Let's talk to that.
yeah,
So let's
right.
first talk about stem cells. Stem
Okay.
cells are phenomenal. But again, you got to remember if you're getting stem cells from somebody else, you're taking that person's cells into your body. You better make sure you have a good source if you're going to do stem cell. So stem cell, you guys, is actually taking like bone marrow, I'm going to use for better terms, but the best way to do that is to actually take it yourself. It's very expensive, but you'll take it out of your own hip um, area, so a spongy bone area, and then you'll actually put it back into the desired area.
What
That's
do you think about stem cells out of your fat? Because I've heard of people doing that too.
yes, you can.
Is that not as it's not as
I
good or viable or what is
I haven't seen a lot of research on it to be honest.
okay.
So the other thing with medicine, plasma-rich protein. So when you draw your own blood, you spin it down, and then you'll take that little portion, the plasma, so it spins down. The red blood cells will be down here. You take that plasma portion and can inject certain areas like your knee,
I've had
like
10 or 12 of those in my knee.
phenomenal, phenomenal.
PRP. Phenomenal is
PRP.
right. Hmm.
Really cool as far as the advancements in medicine and where it's going. Now, when we start to get what Jane said is absolutely crucial, and this is where medicine is going, is frequency based. Okay, it's been dabbled in for the past 200 years, especially with homeopathy and Hahnemann.
200 years, people. It's taken us this long to finally bring it to the
Seriously,
start to come to the forefront.
your top number 2 medicine in the world is homeopathy medicine, phenomenal medicine.
Give a
Um,
quick definition of
yes,
homeopathy because
so
I know what it is, but
okay. So what you're doing, well, I'll explain because a lot of you understand what essential oils are. Essential oils are a concentrated version. So if we were to go all the way over here, I'll use this, because all the way over here to the left. So here would be like, let's say lomatium, okay? So if we were to take lomatium dissectum multifidum and we were to concentrate it and use the oil portion over here, that would be an essential oil. Now, if we were to, no, let's not use lomatium. Let's use something else. Let's use, okay, we'll use lomatium here, essential oil. Okay, to far left, super concentrated. It works very well, but it's like 1 drop. Okay, so an essential oil. Now, let's take, and if we go all the way to the right over here, that would be homeopathy where it's super dilute. So it's an extreme attenuated or dilution version. So now we're working into frequencies, right? When you use light therapy, infrared, you're starting to work in frequencies. Okay, so what homeopathy is, so again, go back to the mother tincture. Well, let's use onion. We're going to use onion, or what's called Allium cepa in Latin. Let's take onions. So when you think of onions, have you ever cut up an onion?
oh yeah,
And what happens when you cut up an onion?
I cry.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I do too. Not everyone has a harsh reaction, but a lot of us do. For me,
Sometimes it depends on
oh
the
my
onion.
gracious, especially like the white, like the Spanish onions.
Yeah.
Holy smoke. I mean, my eyes start
Yeah.
like bawling, and then I get the
And
runny
my
nose.
nose.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because the
yeah.
tears are going down through your nose. Okay, so we know that right here, the onion causes crying. So now let's think about like treats like. So now what Hahnemann did is he said, okay, if an onion causes somebody to cry, if I dilute it like 100th dilution or a 10th, all the way out here, a dilution to the right, we can actually get the same and treat the symptom and treat the dis-ease over here. And I'm not saying onions cause disease, but when do you have tearing in a disease state? A cold, a flu. You'll see people with runny eyes, runny nose. So now we could use that homeopathy, that very diluted version, to actually take care of the help with the flu.
So like you're talking about a dilution of an onion?
Dilution of
Oh,
an onion. Or let's take
wow.
arsenic. If you were to get arsenic in your system, it's a poison, right?
Right.
What does it do? If you get arsenic in, your body tries to start expelling, you can throw up, you might go diarrhea. So like treats like, so we can take arsenic in the most diluted form to where there's no arsenic in it anymore, so it's not going to poison you.
It's just the frequency of the arsenic.
Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
now if you have diarrhea, throwing up, what might I use? Arsenicum album in the homeopathic form.
Yeah.
And now it'll actually stop or from your body from like going crazy after it's eliminated, right? Because there's a point where, yeah, you eliminate, but what I'm saying is you can use that dilute version.
Mm-hmm.
There's absolutely no toxins in it. And that's where you're going to see more and more. You're going to see more of this frequency medicine. You're going to see a lot more with light therapy, lasers, far infrared. The more and more we know about frequencies. And then one of the coolest things that we're working on, okay, this is still out, but we're working on an app right now. Yes, it is an app that you have,
I love this.
and it's so cool. But eventually that app, so right now we're working on it to where you can start to work on the soul or the emotions, right? Because I invented a technique called emotional stress release. But eventually, what you're going to be able to do on that app, did I ever talk about this?
You told me a little bit, but
Should I tell them?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
All right.
you can't like
Well,
bring it up and then I'm
I
not gonna,
know. Okay,
I
so
don't
I'll
ever
just.
edit, so you gotta spill.
All right. So I know. I know. It's
Whatever.
like, okay. So what this app is going to do, and this is down the road, but in very simple, okay, it will read your biochemical makeup, your biomeridian, and then you'll be able to use a frequency to either create a medicine or to actually play that frequency back to you while you're sleeping.
I love that.
So I can treat anybody anywhere in the world with a smartphone.
That's awesome.
It's phenomenal.
This is where medical technology.
This is where it's going.
And the
And
thing is,
so,
this is the best, in my opinion, this is the best time to be alive
oh, it's phenomenal.
because we have all of the tradition and the history and the richness of herbal medicine.
Yeah.
And I believe people are moving back toward that and healthier
Oh,
eating and paying
absolutely.
attention. And then we have all the
Right.
medical technology that allows us to have
So now you can take
a
the medical
phone and
technology, then allow it to actually treat you naturally, like through a
yeah,
frequency, or
I
that
love that.
immediately it pops up on your phone and it's going to say, oh, use Arsenicum album. So now they just say, there they go, and then we just ship it out to them, or we create the remedy right there and then, or wherever you're at. If you're down in Africa, you just go out, and this is the plant that you
That's
use.
so great.
You're gonna take it. It's phenomenal. Now,
You
oh,
know,
go ahead,
well,
and I'll
this
tell
is
you one thing
this
about
is what I
DNA as
think.
well.
This is what I think this does. This takes the overwhelm out.
Oh, it does.
Because when you start to learn about all the things that are out there to help heal you and make you feel better and
Oh,
help
you
all of
guys.
that, you want all of them.
Right.
Like you want, like, oh, that sounds good. I need to do that. I heard someone talk about this. I need that. Well, the thing is, you don't need everything.
Oh,
So something like this has the ability to take the overwhelm out,
it does.
which is, I'm after that. I
Oh,
don't want
yeah.
to go through a whole bunch of guesswork about what I need to do.
Right.
And
And I see so many
yeah,
people that they go and they do so much guesswork. In fact, I was talking to our office manager like yesterday, and she said, yeah, it's so funny. Like, before I met you, she was trying to get pregnant. She said, I went through all these guesses. I tried to do all these things on my own, and then finally I was like, what a waste of money, But it
yeah,
was good. She tried, but then after she had tried everything, then she just talked to a professional and she was pregnant with like a month. But she had done awesome. She didn't do anything like drugs. She just went natural, but she went to the health food store and the high schooler there is like, well, I heard this is good. You should take this. Or she read online that Dr.
oh
Oz
my
said
gosh.
this. He doesn't do that as much anymore. But anyway, so then the last thing I'll talk about as far as the future of medicine is actually taking DNA and then doing DNA snippets. And then same type of thing where you can take DNA, you find out where the snippet is, meaning a gene that's unhealthy,
Right.
and then you can actually create an epigenome
Right.
or do something that will allow you to change the gene, which you can, but you have to involve the soul. In order to change your DNA, you have to involve the soul, the field, your spirit, whatever you want to call it.
So how do you take the DNA?
Generally, you do that through blood, but
It's
you
a
can
blood
do it
draw.
through saliva. You can do
Okay.
it through saliva.
Okay.
And then, so there is already some equipment out there where you can take the DNA, like from a saliva swab or hair. You can look at that DNA, you can reconstitute it,
I
and
love it when you
then,
talk about something and you smile because
well,
you get all
I'm just like,
excited.
oh my gracious, this is, hopefully you can follow this. Okay, so you can take DNA, but you're not going, see, you don't want to modify a person, you guys. Genetic modification will mess you up. See, that's where people think medicine is going, where they're actually, oh, you've got a problem with your DNA. We're just going to insert something into your DNA.
Are there people trying to do that?
Well, think about it. There are already researchers that are trying to create men that, remember that lamb that they created where they took their,
Yeah, Dolly,
yeah,
wasn't it?
right. So there's already that where it's like, oh, we
Mm.
can create superhumans. You guys, you start messing with that. So what you need to do is look at the DNA. Now you say, what are the things that I can do, the tools that I can do to allow the epigenome above the DNA to where you can actually change or shut that cancer gene off, or you can alter in the sense your DNA. Now, one other cool thing that we're starting to understand is you can remember when we talked about spontaneous healings. See, spontaneous healings is when you start working on your soul. And you can have spontaneous healings. Yes, you still have to eat the right foods, the, you know,
Yeah, you
be
gotta take care of the
fit, be
biology
in.
part.
But you guys, if you start understanding that you have the power to heal yourself, it's already there. We don't even use 98.5% of our DNA. We have it in there. We have immortal genes in our body. Okay? And it's a matter of understanding and tapping in how to do that. And that's a project that we're working on right now.
I think that's awesome. Okay, well, let's end right there because I think that's
Oh my
awesome.
gracious.
So
Every disease can be healed.
I am fully on board with that. Like
Yeah.
my belief system from the things that I see and the things that I study and I watch, I look at the same stuff you do.
Oh, yeah.
The future of medicine is only something to be excited about.
Absolutely.
So if you got to the end of this video and you're still watching this part, let me just give you this one shot of hope, because to me there shouldn't be despair. No matter what your physical, wherever you are physically, to me, our bodies know how to heal when they get the right tools. And it's not about overwhelm. It's not about doing every single thing that everyone talks about. It's tuning in to you, your spirit, your soul, and then taking care of your physical body. You can't leave that out. You can't
No.
say, "Oh, I'm an emotional being." That's true. My spirit and my soul.
Right. I don't have to eat
That's
anymore.
true. Or I can eat whatever I want. I
Yeah,
can eat fast
right.
food every day. You're still biology.
Right.
And you have to take care of the biology piece. The biology is putting yourself in the environment. You listen
Yes,
to
your
anything
environment.
Bruce Lipton
And becoming
talks
greater
about.
than your environment. Becoming
Right.
greater than your environment.
Right.
Yes.
And then your
Bruce
emotions.
Lipton. Yes, Bruce Lipton.
So
Oh, I gotta say one last thing. I just
Okay.
thought of this.
Okay.
Is, you guys, everything is being restored right now, including natural medicine. And
Yes.
this is where that is a big key. So the future of medicine is going right back to where we were, what has always anciently been taught. This is truly the future. If I can just give you this last tidbit, the future of medicine is what all the old schoolers did back in the 1930s, 40s, and that was all of your herbal tinctures. That was all natural medicine.
Yeah.
That was homeopathy. That was what we call now nutritional supplements. That is where the future of medicine is really going.
It's
Is
true.
all the natural. It's all being restored.
It's
all
completely true. And I feel it. And
So-
I know you feel it too.
Oh
So
yeah.
all right, well, thanks for stopping by. That was epic. That was so epic. Okay, well, I
Cool.
hope you got through this. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.